Hello, malai channel di sobki swagat ase. Aji do Donald Trump, the 47th President of the United States of America, or the presidential election chitigina 20 January 2025 di the program to the Inauguration. Ito ani tadi the speech bal koina ase mohan the video react krubo. Sob to react roll na parbo important kuno bar react krubo. Ito ani the speech bal koina ase ekta tuta points moina koitol mo jase. The number 1 ti bal gota koto hele declaration of a golden age in unity and prosperity. He want to make America great again. The golden age hobo. Golden age has equal of the balola are most successful period ekta hobo. Kona tala akasi or tala aim to it say America to kill libi aro bal banatibo ito koina se. Aro secondly the cultural policies laga two gender hobo inyala koina se. Ito isorba mota aro maki banai dise. Ito LGBTQ karni itek ase. Ito ani dahan karni to pia kupor aro gaman kut karni ito dai two gender he recognize kruo ito dai koina ase. Aro thirdly he will win not by wars but by stopping wars inya koina se tai paribo chitibo halibi do war ban hoy halibi ito war can stop kurina chitibo inya dai bal kuta koina se. Aro he also spoke about homeless people. Manu gor nataka manu khan ki dai shelter dibole karni noli dai mutub krole karni itu bi koina ase. Aro dai ko to assassinate attempt dai ki kurina dai isor ba bachai se manu ra dai ki murai dibole kosis kurise holebi dai ko to isor ba bachai se God save me for a reason ina ko se to make America great again. America do bal hobole karni isor mo ki bachai dise ini abi bal ko tak bi koina ase. Aro alag to hele dai ko to hele we will be working together every crisis with dignity and power and strength to bring back prosperity, safety and peace of every citizen, religion and race. Dai bal ko dai ta ko to hele galar nasabo black white inya nasabo religion Christian Hindu Muslim inya nasabo sob ki idu respectable aro power and strength dala idu crisis kan idu sob to solve kro aro sob ki unity and peace aniwo iniga dai ko ena se idu bal ko da sob karni idu hosa taksikule aro dai ko to hele we will not forget our country and God. Isor ki na pawribo aro nijor laga country to kitabi na pawribo dai nijor country karni ki bala se isor la nambra kulwa laga dai isor la nambi pisi use kurina se aro illegal immigration and border security terrorist khan idu hatai dibole ta la leadership time di idu dai koina se aro illegal immigration ki man ase idon sob hatai dibole idu illegal immigration khan karni bisi bia khopar ase kunuba to jai ase goise aro kunuba to bisi khidai dibole ase lebi to dahan country karni bal karni dai kam krole ase goise aro especially interesting part to hile COVID-19 time di vaccine forcefully dise aro military di bisi chun vaccine no lo khan to idu military di pra USDB hatai dise so idu khan injustice expel kora idu khan reinstate kro ko ase restore korina dahan aro military di dan la sipai ti rakhi dibo kase with full payback dahan la salary ki pabole ase idon sob dibo kase idu biji bal kopor vaccine na loina dan ji expel kora idon aro reinstate kro ko to idu to biji family to kushi pabole ase aro dahan karne bi biji bal it with tangkha full payback kro ko ase idu biji bal kopor aro that especially war la ko we will win the battle aro idu war story we will never get into tai war dido involve nakro helebi bonu sai thakyo aro peacemaker and unifier tai to hele peacemaker ekta hola ase goise aro edo manuki aro crisis kan aro manu alak alak ho ja divided thakai to sob unity ekta hole kani tai koina ase edo bi si bal kota ekta ase economic measure kani bi koina ase he will impose tariffs and taxes on foreign countries to strengthen his country tai la country mashbut hobole kani bal hobole kani edo taxes kan tariff kan bisi lobo ko ase edo goods alag saman ala country pra ala aro kinia idon sob to taxes thakibo inia ko ase aro space exploration bi kro ko ase ta laga goal to hele ta laga aim to hele he will send America astronauts to Mars itu Mars di talaga America laga astronauts patabo kaise aro dati flight US la flight to rakhibo kaise itu planet to iniga koina ase itu ani mohan itu tai ki koshi species to olap lamba hole pare leman ikiloki iniga re korna tala video khan sai sawo.
Thank you very much, everybody. Well, thank you very, very much. Vice President Vance, Speaker Johnson, Senator Thune, Chief Justice Roberts, Justices of the United States Supreme Court, President Clinton, President Bush, President Obama, President Biden, Vice President Harris, and my fellow citizens. The golden age of America begins right now. From this day forward, our country will flourish and be respected again all over the world. We will be the envy of every nation, and we will not allow ourselves to be taken advantage of any longer. During every single day of the Trump administration, I will very simply put America first. Our sovereignty will be reclaimed. Our safety will be restored. The scales of justice will be rebalanced. The vicious, violent, and unfair weaponization of the Justice Department and our government will end. And our top priority will be to create a nation that is proud, prosperous, and free. America will soon be greater, stronger, and far more exceptional than ever before. I return to the presidency confident and optimistic that we are at the start of a thrilling new era of national success. A tide of change is sweeping the country. Sunlight is pouring over the entire world. And America has the chance to seize this opportunity like never before. But first, we must be honest about the challenges we face. While they are plentiful, they will be annihilated by this great momentum that the world is now witnessing in the United States of America. As we gather today, our government confronts a crisis of trust. For many years, a radical and corrupt establishment has extracted power and wealth from our citizens while the pillars of our society lay broken and seemingly in complete disrepair. We now have a government that cannot manage even a simple crisis at home, while at the same time stumbling into a continuing catalog of catastrophic events abroad. It fails to protect our magnificent, law-abiding American citizens, but provides sanctuary and protection for dangerous criminals, many from prisons and mental institutions that have illegally entered our country from all over the world. We have a government that has given unlimited funding to the defense of foreign borders, but refuses to defend American borders or, more importantly, its own people. Our country can no longer deliver basic services in times of emergency, as recently shown by the wonderful people of North Carolina, been treated so badly. And other states who are still suffering from a hurricane that took place many months ago. Or more recently, Los Angeles, where we're watching fires still tragically burn from weeks ago without even a token of defense. They're raging through the houses and communities, even affecting some of the wealthiest and most powerful individuals in our country, some of whom are sitting here right now. They don't have a home any longer. That's interesting. But we can't let this happen. Everyone is unable to do anything about it. That's going to change. We have a public health system that does not deliver in times of disaster, yet more money is spent on it than any country anywhere in the world. And we have an education system that teaches our children to be ashamed of themselves in many cases, to hate our country despite the love that we try so desperately to provide to them. All of this will change starting today, and it will change very quickly. My recent election is a mandate to completely and totally reverse a horrible betrayal and all of these many betrayals that have taken place, and to give the people back their faith, their wealth, their democracy, and indeed their freedom. From this moment on, America's decline is over. Our liberties and our nation's glorious destiny will no longer be denied, and we will immediately restore the integrity, competency, and loyalty of America's government. Over the past 8 years, I have been tested and challenged more than any president in our 250-year history, and I've learned a lot along the way. The journey to reclaim our republic has not been an easy one, that I can tell you. Those who wish to stop our cause have tried to take my freedom and indeed to take my life. Just a few months ago in a beautiful Pennsylvania field, an assassin's bullet ripped through my ear. But I felt then, and believe even more so now, that my life was saved for a reason. I was saved by God to make America great again. Thank you very much. That is why each day under our administration of American patriots, we will be working to meet every crisis with dignity and power and strength. We will move with purpose and speed to bring back hope, prosperity, safety, and peace for citizens of every race, religion, color, and creed. For American citizens, January 20th, 2025 is Liberation Day. It is my hope that our recent presidential election will be remembered as the greatest and most consequential election in the history of our country. As our victory showed, the entire nation is rapidly unifying behind our agenda with dramatic increases in support from virtually every element of our society, young and old, men and women, African Americans, Hispanic Americans, Asian Americans, urban, suburban, rural. And very importantly, we had a powerful win in all 7 swing states. And the popular vote, we won by millions of people. To the Black and Hispanic communities, I want to thank you for the tremendous outpouring of love and trust that you have shown me with your vote. We set records, and I will not forget it. I've heard your voices in the campaign, and I look forward to working with you in the years to come. Today is Martin Luther King Day, and his honor, this will be a great honor, but in his honor, we will strive together to make his dream a reality. We will make his dream come true. National unity is now returning to America, and confidence and pride is soaring like never before. In everything we do, my administration will be inspired by a strong pursuit of excellence and unrelenting success. We will not forget our country, we will not forget our Constitution, and we will not forget our God. Can't do that. Today, I will sign a series of historic executive orders. With these actions, we will begin the complete restoration of America and the revolution of common sense. It's all about common sense. First, I will declare a national emergency at our southern border. All illegal entry will immediately be halted, and we will begin the process of returning millions and millions of criminal aliens back to the places from which they came. We will reinstate my Remain in Mexico policy. I will end the practice of catch and release. And I will send troops to the southern border to repel the disastrous invasion of our country. Under the orders I signed today, we will also be designating the cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. And by invoking the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, I will direct our government to use the full and immense power of federal and state law enforcement to eliminate the presence of all foreign gangs and criminal networks, bringing devastating crime to U.S. soil, including our cities and inner cities. As Commander-in-Chief, I have no higher responsibility than to defend our country from threats and invasions, and that is exactly what I am going to do. We will do it at a level that nobody's ever seen before. Next, I will direct all members of my cabinet to marshal the vast powers at their disposal to defeat what was record inflation and rapidly bring down costs and prices. The inflation crisis was caused by massive overspending and escalating energy prices, and that is why today I will also declare a national energy emergency. We will drill, baby, drill. America will be a manufacturing nation once again, and we have something that no other manufacturing nation will ever have, the largest amount of oil and gas of any country on earth, and we are going to use it. We will bring prices down, fill our strategic reserves up again, right to the top, and export American energy all over the world. We will be a rich nation again, And it is that liquid gold under our feet that will help to do it. With my actions today, we will end the Green New Deal and we will revoke the electric vehicle mandate, saving our auto industry and keeping my sacred pledge to our great American auto workers. In other words, you'll be able to buy the car of your choice. We will build automobiles in America again at a rate that nobody could have dreamt possible just a few years ago. And thank you to the auto workers of our nation for your inspiring vote of confidence. We did tremendously with their vote. I will immediately begin the overhaul of our trade system to protect American workers and families. Instead of taxing our citizens to enrich other countries, we will tariff and tax foreign countries to enrich our citizens. For this purpose, we are establishing the External Revenue Service to collect all tariffs, duties, and revenues. It will be massive amounts of money pouring into our treasury, coming from foreign sources. The American dream will soon be back and thriving like never before to restore competence and effectiveness to our federal government. My administration will establish the brand new Department of Government Efficiency. After years and years of illegal and unconstitutional federal efforts to restrict free expression, I will also sign an executive order to immediately stop all government censorship and bring back free speech to America. Never again will the immense power of the state be weaponized to persecute political opponents, something I know something about. We will not allow that to happen. It will not happen again. Under my leadership, we will restore fair, equal, and impartial justice under the constitutional rule of law. And we are going to bring law and order back to our cities. This week, I will also end the government policy of trying to socially engineer race and gender into every aspect of public and private life. We will forge a society that is colorblind and merit-based. As of today, it will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female. This week, I will reinstate any service members who were unjustly expelled from our military for objecting to the COVID vaccine mandate with full back pay. And I will sign an order to stop our warriors from being subjected to radical political theories and social experiments while on duty. It's going to end immediately. Our armed forces will be freed to focus on their sole mission, defeating America's enemies. Like in 2017, we will again build the strongest military the world has ever seen. We will measure our success not only by the battles we win, but also by the wars that we end, and perhaps most importantly, the wars we never get into. My proudest legacy will be that of a peacemaker and unifier. That's what I want to be, a peacemaker and a unifier. I'm pleased to say that as of yesterday, one day before I assumed office, the hostages in the Middle East are coming back home to their families. Thank you. America will reclaim its rightful place as the greatest, most powerful, most respected nation on earth, inspiring the awe and admiration of the entire world. A short time from now, we are going to be changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, and we will restore the name of a great president, William McKinley, to Mount McKinley, where it should be and where it belongs. President McKinley made our country very rich through tariffs and through talent. He was a natural businessman and gave Teddy Roosevelt the money for many of the great things he did, including the Panama Canal, which has foolishly been given to the country of Panama after the United States. The United States, I mean, think of this, spent more money than ever spent on a project before and lost 38,000 lives in the building of the Panama Canal. We have been treated very badly from this foolish gift that should have never been made, and Panama's promise to us has been broken. The purpose of our deal and the spirit of our treaty has been totally violated. American ships are being severely overcharged and not treated fairly in any way, shape, or form, and that includes the United States Navy. And above all, China is operating the Panama Canal, and we didn't give it to China, we gave it to Panama, and we're taking it back. Above all, my message to Americans today is that it is time for us to once again act with courage, vigor, and the vitality of history's greatest civilization. So as we liberate our nation, we will lead it to new heights of victory and success. We will not be deterred. Together we will end the chronic disease epidemic and keep our children safe, healthy, and disease-free. The United States will once again consider itself a growing nation, one that increases our wealth, expands our territory, builds our cities, raises our expectations, and carries our flag into new and beautiful horizons. And we will pursue our manifest destiny into the stars, launching American astronauts to plant the stars and stripes on the planet Mars. Ambition is the lifeblood of a great nation, and right now our nation is more ambitious than any other. There's no nation like our nation. Americans are explorers, builders, innovators, entrepreneurs, and pioneers. The spirit of the frontier is written into our hearts. The call of the next great adventure resounds from within our souls. Our American ancestors turned a small group of colonies on the edge of a vast continent into a mighty republic of the most extraordinary citizens on earth. No one comes close. Americans pushed thousands of miles through a rugged land of untamed wilderness. They crossed deserts, scaled mountains, braved untold dangers, won the Wild West, ended slavery, rescued millions from tyranny, lifted billions from poverty, harnessed electricity, split the atom, launched mankind into the heavens, and put the universe of human knowledge into the palm of the human hand. If we work together, there is nothing we cannot do and no dream we cannot achieve. Many people thought it was impossible for me to stage such a historic political comeback. But as you see today, here I am. The American people have spoken. I stand before you now as proof that you should never believe that something is impossible to do. In America, the impossible is what we do best. From New York to Los Angeles, from Philadelphia to Phoenix, from Chicago to Miami, from Houston to right here in Washington, D.C., our country was forged and built by the generations of patriots who gave everything they had for our rights and for our freedom. They were farmers and soldiers, cowboys and factory workers, steel workers and coal miners, police officers and pioneers who pushed onward, marched forward, and let no obstacle defeat their spirit or their pride. Together they laid down the railroads, raised up the skyscrapers, built great highways, won 2 world wars, defeated fascism and communism, and triumphed over every single challenge that they faced. After all we have been through together, we stand on the verge of the 4 greatest years in American history. With your help, we will restore America, promise, and we
video imanta kapnan side ya garni bishi khushi ase idu Donald Trump to mola favorite ekta ase idu arni moi reaction kurse tala speech to mohan bishi mita kose aro idon to politics bi ase idu arni leader kiman baul libi idu kiman koi thakile sob to fulfill do krole na pare na kro na chani tai to bishi pak to tai ko do tik kam kuri thake holibi idon to political ase aro mo idu politics iman interest nai holibi Christian perspective idu tai kunuba bal koina ase idu arni moi interest kora gani idu react kurise aro ekta bal ekta to pula to America to hoile Christian manu bishi thakse aro freedom ekta thakse freedom of speech gospel ko bole bishi bari thakse hoile bi later on ita to Muslim khan pi bishi hoise Allah pi bishi hoise ina khwa pachiti idu freedom to harai jase to gospel bi thamatam share korole na para hoje aro religious idu kiko prayer in public school di Christian laga pratna thakise holibi idon to ban kor dise Supreme Court pra idu mai dise aro public school di idu to unconstitutional ase inia banai dise aro public properties di scripture content commandment aro kiki scripture bal likha idon bi sob hatai dise aro idon bi ida to penalize kori aro idon to allowed nai gospel thamatam oi sob tidu noile bishi pak di idu America di idu ida to gospel khan bi thamatam allowed na thake iniga ho jaje so ekta bal kopur Christian karni do bal kopur ekta to ida to Donald Trump tabi Christian ase aro isor jana manu je girja bi chai take aro isor ki bi seva kor take idoni man akha rakhibo isor ki pratna kor takibo Donald Trump ra Christianity freedom itu aro anibole dibole karni tai karni bi bishi pratna koribo naga manu khan to hoy leader khan to bishi bal bi ase aro bi mola concern ekta to naga manu khan bi idu isor ki kam korle bi isor ki ake kori dise kole naga manu leaders to ina hoise kole mohan Nagaland for Christ will also come into the reality mohan Nagaland for Christ ko to reality ho jabo bishi bal ho jabo itu mohan Nagaland to aro naga manu leader khan to ekta mohan la protection thakibo lage protect mohan la nichor land itu protect korole janibo lage aro ki korle bi for the equality and peaceful coexistence karni edu gam koribo lage nakuri ina koabi nohoy holibi edu aro man nichor bal hobole karni nichor land bal hobole karni nichor ko peaceful coexistence hobole karni aro man to Nagaland last tak sai dia karni bishi khushi ase apna samone Israel his assist be. Thank you. God bless you.